Hi, today I would like to share something interesting. So, the last couple of days has been quite peaceful for me, regardless of some weird things happen. So, I am thinking I have matured or improved to a point that whenever things used to really bother me a lot, nowadays is not affecting me as much. I think mostly thanks to a video that I watched about um, psychology, is that really understand that many times a lot of things are not in our control. We can really just watch it happens and accept that it happens. Most of the time, the distress probably coming from me within myself, that I, for some reason, do not want it to happen or want it to happen differently. Um, but the moment if I have this acceptance that I am not that powerful to change so many things that's external, even if it's like the closest people around me, um, then you will feel more relaxed. So what happened is my brother messaged me that our father reached out to him again about problems. And he was really unhappy and stressed and angry because he said he did the same thing last year. It was always a day or two before his birthday. And that made him feel really horrible. Every time it's similar things like how he has no money, he's gonna die, nobody helps him, something like that. And I try to um, let him know that I understand how stressful it is for him and that it might be better to even block him if it really affects you so much, because the reality is that we have been talking about this to him um, in all kinds of ways. The story is such a long generational trauma problems that it can't be even explained in one short videos. Mm, my father then sent me a bunch of voice message basically telling me the same thing, that like, don't even have money to eat, really struggling and all that things. um in the past I would be extremely sad and feel helpless, but also conflicted, because he has always um, ruining the chances that people gave him, or the life actually gave him. He has endless opportunities and chances to live normally, but I believe that he has bipolar. So he always being super impulsive and have crazy gambling addiction and random things that I don't think he ever really admitted, even if everyone around him wanting him to seek help. So it's really just up to him. If he feels like to this day um, he doesn't want to seek help, then the consequences is that people stay away from him. For the first time in many years, I am a little bit more not bothered, because I used to be how I my brother's feeling right now, like intense anger. I'm saying to the point that he was really threatening to even kill him. This is like extremely angry and extremely like, it's trauma. We went through a lot with the crazy dramas within the family and also extended family, to the point that extended family cut us off, because he just create endless trouble, and that he would break the law, and he just do so many things. It's insane. But nowadays, the more I understand the generational trauma, the more I understand that, like, it's just part of the equation. I don't take it as personal anymore. I used to be extremely frustrated, hopeless, and angry, helpless, frustrated, that no matter how much I try to talk, to plead, to shout, to argue, he will not be stable. Like, it just comes in once in a while that some crazy things happen. But then I sent like 5 minutes voice message to my father telling him that I really cannot help him, because he was asking me to take over the, I don't know how does it call in English, some kind of insurance thing that he has been paying the last maybe 20 years or so. It's supposed to be, getting you some sort of like money if he dies or something. And I do feel like what a shame, what a pity, but at the same time I cannot afford that. I cannot pay for him. So that we just have to accept that, like, all those things just went down to the drain, and it's not our responsibility. They decided to make this contract, this kind of insurance, and they never planned enough to actually maintain it. So no, I'm not gonna be guilt tripped by that. And I just very calmly told my father that he should understand how everyone around him feels after all these years and everything happened. I'm talking about my uncle commit suicide because of gambling addiction, and they're both like to gamble together. And I'm talking about my father breaking laws and doing illegal stuff, and it's just crazy. And I can never even tell the stories to people, because even though I'm not ashamed, like feeling actually ashamed, but I still understand that people would judge me for that, because it's literally your father, and your family basically affect you a lot. So I kind of fed up, and I don't want to bring on these kind of problematic behavior to whoever, or if I ever have any offspring. Probably not, now that I think about it. Because before I made a video thinking about like, don't know at my age am I gonna have, I think a little bit deeper is that even though I feel pretty confident that I have worked through a lot of things that I would say would affect me, because it's like you carry your whole, the things from your parents and from your grandparents and so on. And if you're not like a loving family that are kind of normal, you kind of bring all those crazy things. And I'm not sure if I fully equipped to deal with that just on my own. So I'm probably leaning towards to only focusing on living a peaceful and life that I'm content with, other than skipping the steps and thinking what's next. And I really just want to let him know, like, I understand that the one who created all this trouble, probably he's also not feeling good himself, right? He knows what happened. It's not like he forgot everything. But at the same time, it's just too much. Like, no one can forever being betrayed, and what my brother described him is like a ticking bomb. And it's kind of true. It's like a ticking bomb that randomly he would have something crazy that happen. And in the past, I didn't see it as like he is patient. Then I just do not understand. Like I cannot, I cannot fathom why, why he never changed. Why he doesn't reflect? Why he doesn't have all these crazy things that happen to the point, people die and people cut ties and you're estranged with your children, and you divorce and everything, but you don't reflect and trying to get your life together. I do not understand. But now I realize that like I don't need to understand. It's his problem, and he can spend his whole life, maybe still wouldn't find the answer. But I have done everything that I could have done as his daughter. Like I don't really owe him like anything. I'm still trying to be very nice to him because I had distance from him for years before I was as angry as my brother, and there's no way I could approach these without being extremely angry or emotional. So distance create more clarity for me, and the fact that I seek the outside world for lesson, guidance, affection, and I see a lot of different people and their family and all that, so I understand, okay, this is how it's supposed to be. How is this to be loved? How is it to love? How is it to listen? How is it to forgive? How is it everything I gain from outside of my family. And I wanted to bring this inside of my family. But it's very difficult. First of all, I don't want to have too much hope because it always feels like a project, and it shouldn't be because I am the child and I don't want to be their parents. And oftentimes I feel like I am their parents, including my mom. My mom and my father both are extremely emotionally immature. And I cannot deal with that because it would trigger me. Because at certain moments, if certain things arise, argument or the behavior, it would trigger me, and then I feel that this wounded inner child or teenager would just come out, and it's too much. So I kind of give up on trying anything particular. I'm only focusing on living my life in a way that I can take care of myself, and just being stronger. Like the video that I watched was very helpful, is that just being stronger yourself, because only when you're stronger that you're capable of loving. Because if you are deprived of love, affection, all this from your own family, and then you're trying to deal with it, you don't deal with it. You just argue, you just fight, and it's horrible. So for me, it's improvement. So I wanna celebrate. I wanna celebrate as in like, yay! I did it. Like I get to the other side of the feelings, which is a bit more peaceful, a little bit more unbothered. I was really scared when I clicked on listening to the voicemail. I definitely learned, like, I know there are voicemails from my father, but I don't open it in the morning, even though I know it's there in the moment I wake up. I don't listen to it because there's a chance there is something that's trying to be emotionally manipulative and all these things. It's horrible. So I only choose a time when I feel like, okay, I have ate my lunch, I have the mental preparation, let's listen to what he's saying. These kind of things take practice to internalize, because before I wouldn't think too much, just go on with my life and open and see these things and then boom, my whole days got ruined. And other things that I want to be thankful about is that look at these flowers. So these flowers, yes, these are flowers that usually you give people during their funeral. The funny story was that I was not feeling super good last week. It could be because of my father. It could be also just over time. I feel like the relationship that I'm having, that I'm always taking the lead and making the plans, and then I feel tired of it. I expressed it to my boyfriend, and he showed up and picked me up from work on Friday with these flowers, and it was sweet. It was funny that I picked the wrong flowers. He doesn't know about anything with flowers. But when I think about it, that it's still very sweet and cute because it's unexpected. So I'm quite thankful. And then I had party on Saturday because a friend had birthday. I think it was a nice afternoon with the sun, and we were all in the park having picnic. I like the feeling of meetings, bunch of acquaintances. Like those are not my friends, but I maybe saw them once the other time in occasions a couple months ago, and I kind of like that feeling of seeing someone again. They remember you, you remember them, and then just chatting. Everything is just chill, you know. It sometimes makes you feel like this is what life is about, you know, that you just enjoy the weather, enjoy the company with other people. I witnessed such a sweet, amazing friend group that really cares about their friends, and we're together. Um, Give it this base for the friend. It's beautiful. It is beautiful, and I think that gives me such a good feeling that the day when I wake up on Sunday, even though I slept at like 5 a.m., I feel kind of well rested, and I want to eat some nice Chinese food. Like the restaurants have some new menu and new promotion, and it's quite good with some dim sum and drink some tea and all these things. Even though it was raining like crazy like in the weekend, but I feel content. I feel like it's fine. Like things are fine, and I'm gonna go on a vacation from Wednesday to Friday, which is the day after tomorrow, with a friend. It's like a childhood, like lifelong friend. I haven't met her maybe in 4 or even 5 years. So I look forward to have a little rest, and yeah, that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow, and everyone take care. Bye.